March 31st, 2025 is when the whole procedure finishes. You won't need cash anymore. You won't even need your smartphone anymore. You will be paying with your face. The next 5 years are going to see a complete restructuring of this entire social system, and it's going to be worldwide. There's no countries that are going to escape from this. It's the entire world is going to go through this change, folks.
We'll get attention
this time.
Well, they're really pushing the second wave. They're bringing in mandatory face masks in Victoria now. They're saying the second wave is going to be tougher to deal with, of course, than the first wave. But this is just the beginning, folks. It's not going to go away. I said that months ago. This is not going to go away. They're going to release the lockdown a little bit, and then they're going to ramp it up even more. People think that, this is just a temporary thing. No, it's not. They'll find ways of extending it, but they've got to do it in ways that the people are going to go along with. So they've got to do it gradually like this, and they've got to do it under the guise of this. It's the only way they can really get away with it. It's the only way they can get people to buy into it. It's all very well for us to be pushing back, but if we don't wake up the people around us, they're going to drag us into it, whether we want to go into it or not. There's also a new action called Protect Our Neighbours, folks. They want you to spy on your neighbours, basically, folks. Like I said, all the sleeping masses are the ones who are going to drag us into this if we're not careful. So there's now a new program whereby you can protect your neighbours by keeping an eye on them and making sure there's social distancing. Basically spying on them and dobbing them in if they're doing the wrong thing under the guise of protecting them. They're doing what they can to continue to push this whole concept of the second wave. They're doing what they can to continue to push this whole concept of the second wave. Of course, the more people they test, then the more people are going to test positive because they're just testing for RNA viruses and genetic material. And, the people that are testing, the people that they're labeling as dying from are not even deaths, and there's a lot of people speaking out about this now as well. And this is happening everywhere. It isn't just in the UK, it's happening in the United States, it's happening in Australia. All deaths are basically being labelled as deaths now, whether they are or not. All you have to do is test positive for this genetic material in your body, and they'll say you've got and it doesn't matter if you get hit by a truck. They'll still put you down as a death simply because you tested positive for this genetic material at some stage, and they don't even know if the genetic material you tested positive for is actually it's just a big scam, folks. But that's why they're getting their second wave, because they're pushing this testing. They're making the testing mandatory, and anybody they test is pretty well going to come up